been.
Hello and good morning/afternoon, wherever it is that you are. My name is Jonathan, and I wanted to go over a piece of kit that I just picked up, and I'm kind of super stoked about it. So I just wanted to share my first impressions, and to do that, I'm going to record locally. So I'll do this this intro again. So here we go. All right, I got a new piece of kit in the mail not too recently. This hit my radar, and it was something I had always been interested in as soon as I heard about it, and then realized, oh, this is something I can actually do. So to back up even farther, if you've known me longer than 5 minutes, you know that I just love having a pocket knife all the time, every day. I got my first one from my grandpa back when I was like 8-9 years old, and he'd always whittle and that kind of thing. So one of the first birthday presents I can remember that really meant the world to me was that little locking blade pocket knife. It was a super small Gerber that you'd unfold, and it had the press lock so that you could close it. And I promptly lost it not too long after I got it. But it made a huge first impression, and I've always had a pocket knife on me ever since. For the past several years, for quite a while actually, this has been my daily driver, which is a Gerber. Let's turn it over so you can actually read it. So it's a Gerber, and you can see that it is beat all to hell. That's because I've used it as a hammer, a pry bar, all sorts of stuff. Here at the end, you can see that there is a window breaker, which I find super useful since I drive all over the country and I'm really scared about wrecking and then not being able to get out of the car. So this is what that is for. There's a really cool detail about this one that I really, really like, which is that this little nubbin right there is the lock, and it locks closed and open, which is a really neat detail. So as it is right now, it's locked closed. You can try to open the blade, but it just won't because that little guy is in the closed position. So if you just happen to drop it in a dynamic situation and somebody else who you wouldn't want to open it tries to open it, just won't work. So that's kind of a cool detail about this particular pocket knife that I really, really like, is that it's got this little lock there. Once you unlock it, boop, just like so, it's unlocked. You can see that little red dot, just barely. That little red dot means, okay, it is live, ready to go. And this is an assisted opening pocket knife. So this little nubbin there on the blade, it's on both sides so that it can be ambidextrous, left or right-handed opening. And you just flip it out with your thumb, and voila, it's out. It's got a tanto blade to it, half serrated. Now that I've had quite a while to work with this, I'm not that big a fan of serrated blades because they're really tough to sharpen. I don't like it. The knife edge, right? The sharp edge, this is okay, right? But I like being able to sharpen my edges with whetstones, and this intersecting straight edge, and it's only half of the blade of a tanto blade, means that it's just kind of difficult to sharpen, which makes it a hassle. This is perfect and easy. Thank you, Freak Show and Tell, while I'm recording this. This is a super sweet knife. The drawback is that only a little bit of it is possible to sharpen, and even then, since it's two straight edges, it's very difficult to sharpen on a whetstone, and the serrated edges are a no-go. It's kind of hefty. It's got some good weight to it, which I like. And to close it, you slide that nubbin up. But what's really cool is that this nubbin is spring locked back. So it is locked into the locked position. So in order to close the knife, right, I can't close it. In order to close it, you've got to push that lock up. And if you let go, it slides right back into the locked position. So you can't slide it into the unlocked position by accident and then forget, and then the knife closes on you. So you have to press up in order to close it, and it just folds up. And then you have to slide that little lock back. Now it's locked closed. So in practice, it goes from lock to open, slide it, and you can close it up. So super nice pocket knife. I love this one. But I've always been in love with switchblades, which is kind of what I loved about this assisted opening edge knife to begin with. But then there's a certain flavor of knife called an out the front knife, which is super sweet. Those are awesome and expensive. There are a couple brands that I've been eyeballing for several years, and I haven't picked one up because, well, they are expensive as all get out. This pocket Gerber is about $50, maybe. You can pick it up at Walmart. So I've owned several of these. I've got a couple other ones. Right. So I literally have them within arm's reach practically all day, every day. So I don't go too far without having one within arm's reach if it's not even in my pocket to begin with. So the fact that they are inexpensive and durable as all get out means that if I forget one on the road or lose one, it's not a big deal because $50, I pick up another one. Easy. Well, those out the front knives, because of their construction, they're pretty tough to get right at a low price point. So you can pick them up for $200-$300, and some of the brands that I've been looking at, they don't even sell online. They're purely distributor, like manufacturer distributor to stores that you could only buy online. So knives are one of those things that are super personal in terms of weight and blade geometry. All those details tend to add up after you've been at this a while. So that's why I was kind of cautious about getting an out the front knife just online. Then a couple weeks ago, a company hit my radar called Tack Knives, and they have out the front knives at a fraction of the cost. So there's something like $40-$50 for what would otherwise be a $200 or $300 knife. So I was wondering about the quality of a knife of that manufacturing, because, well, how in the world do you make a knife that good, that inexpensively? There's got to be a whole bunch of corners getting cut. So I was interested, but also I didn't really expect a lot, because for $50 you're going to get an out the front knife that everybody else is selling for $300. Yeah, good luck. It's going to fall apart in 2 minutes. Well, actually, I was super pleasantly surprised, because I picked one up, and this is the one that I got. There we go. So this is a Tack Knife, which you can see the brand right there on the clip. TK, Tack Knives, I guess short for tactical knives. One cool detail, at the butt end down here is a window breaker, but it's kind of like a button instead of that sharp point, which is kind of cool. And I guess the circle there that you can see drilled out, maybe for a lanyard, or maybe it's just to reduce weight. I don't know. Speaking of weight, it has kind of a solid feel to it, so I kind of like how heavy it is. And in terms of size, it's almost exactly the same length as the Gerber, but nowhere near as fat. Right? So the handle is a lot skinnier than the Gerber is, and the clip has the brand name on it, just like Gerber does. So there are a lot of similarities to this, but I like how sleek this knife is. And in order to make the knife work, that's what this little guy right on this side is all about. It's kind of the trigger. There's a spring on the inside that springs it open and springs it closed. So to open the knife, you slide that button forward. And one of the things that I was concerned about was, well, how easy is it going to be to slide that forward? And I didn't want it to be easy, because that is a scary idea, that this could be in your pocket and it easily slides forward and then the blade pops out in your pocket, stabbing your leg. Not a good idea. So it's actually really good that it takes quite a bit of effort to slide this forward. You're overcoming a lot of tension that the spring has on the blade. So in order to open the knife, you slide this forward, and it takes quite a bit, but man, it is a satisfying experience. I'm going to hold this closer to the microphone so that you can just hear it happen. So you can watch. I got to put a lot of pressure on it, but here it goes. All right, that just sounds right. And here's a look at the blade. Got to cover up my face for the camera there we go. So this is the blade, and you can see it's already starting to get dirty because I am using it as my Amazon box opener and everyday beater. So I like the double-edged geometry of the knife. There are no serrations, so that means that I will be able to more easily sharpen every piece of the edge. So that's a nice point. And then to close it, you slide this back, and it just pops right back in. Pops out, pops back in. Pops out, pops back in. Right? That is very, very satisfying to do. It is very unnerving for people who aren't as familiar with out-the-front knives or pocket knives. It is very unnerving to just have a blade that pops in and out. Very scary, right? But if you're the one doing it, perfect. Right, so this is the Tack Knife. I think it was something like $60, and it came with a belt sheath, not a sheath, whatever. It's a holster. Anyways, it came with a holster that you can put on your belt, and it Velcros closed, so that's cool. And it came in a kind of like a Pelican-like case. It's not a Pelican case, but it is something that snaps shut. So it's a really nice presentation that you get. So for $60, you get a super solid knife that has a very satisfying action to it. The edge, super sharp when it showed up, and it was in that presentation box, which I forgot to have near me. But it is really nice, and for $60, it's really impressive. The quality of the knife itself, the presentation, how quickly it got to me, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm really impressed with the quality of this, and I definitely see this being my everyday, just have on me all the time knife. That being said, also, I think this might be illegal in certain states, so this is not an endorsement. Don't come after me, feds. Make sure that you check your state laws, all that good stuff. Respect the man. So that is just a quick overview of my new everyday driver. And yeah, Tack Knives, really solid construction, pleasantly surprised, especially at the price point. And at that price point, I'm not as precious with it, so I'm not going to be as worried about, you know, losing this and being upset that I forgot it at a random hotel on the road. I'll just get another one. So to that end, I will be ordering a couple more of these just to have redundancy's sake. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it for the recording. And Tack Knives, double plus thumbs up from me. So yeah, that was it. That was the review that I wanted to do. I'm going to be hopping off shortly because I got a podcast to record here in about 20 minutes. But Freak Show Tell Tom, this T-shirt. Are you talking about this T-shirt? This is a Sunfist T-shirt that is available at brainversusbrawn.com. Go to the menu item, click that, and it's in the Kung Fu collection. So yeah, this shirt was one that I wanted for a long time. Couldn't ever find one that made sense. So this is a drawing of my fist. It is my fist in in the position required for the Kung Fu Sun Fist. So yeah, this is my shirt for me, of me. Yeah, it's a designer, just I designed my own clothing that I wanted. So yeah, go to brainvsbrawn.com and you'll see all the t-shirts that I wanted but couldn't find. I just designed them and put them there for anybody else who wanted that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's all I wanted to do. I might be doing some office hours kind of a thing, maybe like on a Monday or Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. just to be around to answer questions about marketing, sales, kung fu, whatever you want to cover. I'll be there. So I think that might be kind of a cool thing to have going. But that's it for now. I'm going to hop off of here and catch you all later.